to. So if you guys can do that, if you don't want to do that, that's fine. We'll just call you Facebook user. So I'm just going to let that scroll across the screen for a couple of minutes. Get everything all set up here. I'm also going to post a link that you guys should save to your favorites. This link is to my website on Sam's Cart, and it shows it'll show all of the training topics and dates of different trainings that we're going to have in the webinars. So you guys should save that, and I'll be updating it all the time. This will be the main place where you'll go to find out about our legal coaching webinar. That's what we're calling it, legal coaching webinar. We're just going to leave the word advice off because we don't need to use that. A legal coaching webinar. And here is a link to the page for that. Hey, Chipper Cotton Call from Wisconsin. Welcome to the show tonight. We're going to get started here in a second. I'm excited to get this webinar rolling. I had a couple of attorneys call and asked if I gave legal advice. And so I'm going to give advice. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it guides advice. Advice for how to save your property from the fraudster attorneys. No, I can't say that. No, my legal team over there said I can't say that. So we're going to go back to guys' advice. I got authorization to say that before the stream started. So that's what we're going to go with. We're going to turn that banner off here. And I always like to show, yeah, we haven't taken that paralegal off, but we're going to take that off later. Let me get that website running across there for a second. So before we get started, I wanted to remind you guys about our second webinar, our legal training webinar. It's scheduled for tomorrow, Sunday the 17th of July. I believe it's scheduled for 8:00 p.m. So you guys can click on that link that I shared if you're interested in knowing more about that. And take a look at that. And right now I have one for tomorrow, and then I have another one that I'm going a subject that we're going to talk about, but I don't have a date on it yet. So we'll get that worked out. So tonight we're going to obviously talk about what we just talked about there. And the main subject for tonight, I'm going to give you guys a tour of my YouTube channel. And I will show you how to do research using the videos, the training videos. So, and I think there's some information that's going to come in real handy with helping you look up what you're looking for. And I will review the steps for blocking the eviction process. I think that's something that we may do all the time because that's real important. And people need to get the steps together for blocking the eviction process because you're at the end of the road. And if you miss a step, you're going to get the shaft. So that's the way that goes. So we want to try and make sure people don't miss the steps. So we're going to start out with our YouTube channel guidance. So I'm going to do a screen share, and then I'm going to show you guys to my YouTube channel so we can go through the things that we need to go through. Okay. Well, I need to find my YouTube channel. Here we go. And there is the YouTube channel, Coach Neighbors Legal Service. Yeah, we took the paralegal out of it because we wanted to be more clear about what we're doing here. So this is what my new banner looks like, and this is the first video, and you can see this is what we're doing right now. We're live right now, and that's why that's bright red, because we are on the program. So the way this is set up, you guys can see the videos here. These are the newest, and go all the way down to the not so newest. And up here, you see this is home. These are the videos. Now, I'm not sure how exactly this looks on your page, but I'm thinking it's not that different. So this is all of the videos. This is the playlist. All of the videos on my YouTube channel are structured into different playlists. And the playlists contain the things that you need to learn for whatever the subject is that you're dealing with. And we'll go over this in a little more depth in the program here. So this is the playlist, and you can see, and we'll look at a different way of looking at the playlist that's more clear. And then, of course, you have the community that doesn't really pertain to us. I do some blogging over there, but not very much. And the other people that are on my channel. So let's go back to the home, and then we're going to go to manage our videos. And we're going to go back to the playlist because I want to make sure that everybody understands this. Each playlist has the videos in it that pertain to that subject. So you can scroll down here, lawsuits against the judge, and these Zoom webinars, the stuff that I obviously are using. So we're going to flip over here. Now, here are some more online course videos, attorney fraud, stop foreclosure. Let's get down here. This is where we're going. The instructional videos for each lawsuit package. Right here. Instructional videos for each lawsuit package. Here is where you find the instructional videos for each of the lawsuit packages that are posted on our website. And anytime you're going through the videos and you see an updated video, you should watch that video first. You should also watch first the latest videos working back to the back. And if you watch the videos from 2 years ago, you need to remember that most of the time things change here. Things change based off of the real-time feedback that we get from the people in our foreclosure rescue page to help me put this program together. So we get real-time feedback on how attorneys are trying to get out of stuff, and then that allows us to make changes and do things that cause them some problems. And that's how you find the instructional video playlist. Now, there's another way to find things, and we'll and it's using the search bar up here. But the search bar doesn't actually find the instructional video playlist. It finds several videos from that playlist, and I didn't know that, but I found that out today. But I'm hoping everybody will watch this video so they'll be able to know. I have people get confused all the time, and they call me asking me questions asking me for stuff that's in the instructional video playlist, and I'm like, dude, you need to go check the playlist. Well, you need to watch it. I've been watching videos all night. No, not all of the videos. The 340 videos are training videos. The instructional videos are only found here in this instructional video playlist. And when you're watching the instructional videos, I open up the glossary package and I open up the documents and I show you the front page and we talk about the document and what you need to know and those kind of things. So if you're not watching that, you're not watching the instructional video. So it's really important to watch instructional videos. And it's really important to remember that the older videos are older videos. And one other thing that some people do, that the nervous people do this, they try and do everything in all of the videos in their case. And you can't you can't do that. You can't do that. Now, if you talk with me or communicate with me on Facebook and we put together a game plan for you, you need to follow that game plan and not worry about doing all of those things that are listed in all of those videos until that game plan is complete. People have to understand that those videos are designed for people in different situations. So there's no way that you're going to be able to use everything in your case that are in all of the videos. So it's nice to know. It's nice to know foreclosure mistakes. It's nice to know anything got to do with the judge, because in the end, the judge is going to be the one that's taking the shot at you. And we have a pretty tight program to handle that if everybody follows the program the way it's set up. So let's go back to content here. And one very, very important thing that I want to share with you guys, and I think this is going to help you be able to find, like, say, foreclosure defense webinar, if that's what you're looking for. Now, if you look at the title here, the first part of this title, foreclosure sale auction, that is the keywords that I'm using for YouTube to rank and show my video. So I have a smaller channel, so I have to go to a website and look up these keywords to use. Otherwise, no one would ever see my stuff because there's just too many bigger channels that would be stomping on me. So the first half of the title is just the keywords that I'm using so my video will be shown. The second part of the title is relevant in what you're going to be learning, getting, or whatever. So here you go, foreclosure defense webinar, and you can also use the search bar. Well, it's real important to remember that. And it's also important to remember that not every title has two parts, like this one. It doesn't, because I want to focus on legal coaching webinar, and it's not set up. But most of the videos are set up to be searched. Most of the videos are set up so YouTube can show them to people. And in order for that to happen, I have to have a two-part title. So when you're looking at the videos, the second part of the title is what is relevant. The first part of the title is not relevant to what you're going to learn per se. So I guess that's kind of confusing, but that's the real deal. So it's nothing. I would love to make it easier and have YouTube, set up a little special area for me. But I won't hold my breath waiting for that. So you guys remember, the titles are in two parts. The first part is what I use, so they'll show my video. And the second part of the title is relevant to what you're going to be getting. Now, the other thing is you can search up here in the toolbar testimonials, And you can see that we pull up a couple of videos, random videos that have the word testimonial in it. So that's another way you can pull up stuff. If you want to find out anything on jurisdiction, then it'll pull up. And I do have a jurisdiction playlist. So there are important things I have a playlist for that have a whole bunch of videos in them. And when you go here to look at these, then you'll be in that playlist. So this is a great way to figure out something that you need. Marriage dissolution. Why get a divorce? This dissolution is the main word. Divorce is the second word that they use. So type that in. And when you get a divorce, you have to pay attorneys and the court and all that, a whole bunch of stuff. And you have to let them handle your business. You can get a marriage dissolution and you don't have to go through none of that crap or even have the other party's signature. It's pretty cool. So you guys can see that's how you, okay, let's do this. Oh, judge upset. Hey, there's a top of the line. That's what you want. If you don't have this, you better go throw your own stuff out in the yard. So that's kind of how you can use my YouTube channel to do your research on the things that you want to know. Here's one. Magistrate judge. Most of you are going to have to deal with the magistrate judge, and the magistrate judge don't have jurisdiction to be in your business without a signed consent. And I can't figure out who would want a lesser judge in their business. In my opinion, they use the magistrate judge to throw you under the bus, and then the magistrate judge's excuse for taking jurisdiction without your consent is that you're in a hurry. Yep, you're in a hurry to go before the judge. We're not in a hurry to do that. Our goal is stay in the house, and you're not going to stay in your house going before the judge. So anybody that believes going before the judge is going to help you stay in your house, you're in the wrong program. So that's a little bit on that. Now, one other thing we want to talk about here, these are the videos that I made. To see the live streams, you have to go over to live and click on that, and then it shows the live streams here. And this is us right now jamming on it. That's why that's showing live. Look like we got 7 people. You guys make sure you leave me a review. Leave me a like. Hit that like button, please. If you respect what we're doing, hit that like button. Now, this is where all of the past live streams are. So if we have, and you can search them the same way up here, just like we were. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that. I'm thinking if you don't get it now, that you probably not, I don't know what to tell you. But you should always make sure you check over here for resources that you need to find the things that you are trying to put together. Now, while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the page for the webinar for the legal coaching webinar. So you can stop wasting your time and money hiring an attorney. And then we got the first video here, our little call to action. We've got another video here, a little short video. And then here we talk about what we do. And here is where I'm going to list the webinar training, webinar topic and schedules. So this is set up for tomorrow at 8 p.m. on Zoom. And when you scroll down to the bottom of this here is our countdown. And these are some of reviews from the last webinar we had last week. And then there's like maybe one review in there that from the online course. And these are their reviews right here. These are some other reviews. I got reviews everywhere. Really nice ones too. And the majority of people who followed the program still in their house. There's a couple of people that got themselves evicted. One person got evicted because they didn't put state on their lawsuit like they were instructed to do. And they didn't take the time to message me or email me or text me or call me when they couldn't figure out why they were doing it. And one of the things that I tell people is, you guys need to understand, you need to remember, you're not going to understand everything that I know. Probably not. And most of you don't have time to do the research, the years of research and the years of people from the Facebook page helping me by reporting what the attorneys are doing. You don't have time for all of that. So I'm going to suggest that if you get in my program, that you trust me and go with the program and roll and figure all of that other stuff out later. That's what I'm going to suggest. And then this is a little bit about what I offer. It's time to sue. And then here's a link to the Lawsuit Center, which is my website at winningcourtnow.com. And you can scroll down and you can see some of them. Or you can go right over to products. And then you can see a little more information and everything is just click on the thing there. Everything is all set up right here. You can get an online course, and property tax, nice and neat. Boy, that looks so pretty. It's a lot of work too. Anyway, it's looking pretty nice. So you can go there and take a look at your options that you have. Everything that I have is on sale because everybody's broke. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm selling something too. So I'm not broke. Okay. I think I may have broker. Okay, you guys don't want to hear me say that too many more times, do you? Okay, we're going to close that up. And we're going to move forward here. The foreclosure defense online course. Yep. Oh, look, we have a link to that too. Right there. Yeah, I've been working real hard on this. And bam, there you go. So anybody interested in the foreclosure online course, I have an online course for judicial and non-judicial foreclosures. So you can get over there and get rolling. And these are great reviews. I have a lot of them. Oh, this was one of my favorite reviews. This review here came from a lady. English was her second language. So she didn't write very much, but she sent this picture of 26 or 27 members of her family out in front of her house in the snow with a thumbs up. Some are holding beer, some are holding cigarettes, coffee. I don't know what they got in those glasses, but they all happy. And she put in the review, her family values my work. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So here's the link to both the judicial and the non-judicial. And I didn't know what video is supposed to be here. That's not loading. I need to talk to my assistant about this. I must have messed that up. Well, we'll figure that out later. And then we're going to scroll down here to check out the 356 free YouTube legal training videos. And yes, we have a link. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I think we have a link. No, we got to check on that. That link didn't go to the right place. That dang assistant of mine. We'll check that link. That link's not going to the right place either. So you guys can see I do my own work. Okay, but I'm a lot better at helping you defend your house than I am at putting stuff together on the internet. So I got to check those things out. Okay, maybe I should run through this before I go live, right? Everything sounds better later. Okay, let's move forward. Oh, let me go back here and check and see if anybody's looking to say howdy. Yep, there's a comment. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and end the screen share. There we go. Now we're back home. So at the end of each video, you guys will find my contact information. Hello, Facebook user. Could you go, if you would like, to this website here and give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook name, and then they'll show your name if you want. And if you don't want, that's fine too. We're still going to welcome you. Welcome, Facebook user. Where are you checking in from, Facebook user? So the eviction process, we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. We're going to try and keep it short tonight. So the eviction process, what we need to do to stop the eviction process, and this is sad. What we're having to do to stop the eviction process is file your lawsuit, the lawsuit that you get in state court against the eviction court, the state, the attorney, whoever. And then you have to also file in federal court. Now, keep in mind, at the end of the day, the federal court is the one that controls. The federal court lawsuit is what we're using to control the state court. But the problem is, and I'm kind of just cutting it short, so I don't have to take very long. The problem is, eviction court is a fake court down the street, and that's why they're not connected to the state court. The JP court, municipal court, usually the eviction is in a lower court and it's done down the street. And the eviction court people don't have jurisdiction to be doing anything that they're doing. Nothing that they're doing over there, they have jurisdiction to do. But people don't know about it and don't challenge them, so they get away with it and do whatever they want. Well, up until now. Because they're not getting away with it no more, and we're challenging it. So the eviction. So here's what happens: if you just file your claim against the eviction people in eviction court, then you're leaving them to police themselves, because they're not connected to the state court. They're not even a real court. They get the municipal court gets its jurisdiction from the city ordinance. And when I read that, you can read the court clerk's manual for your state and find that out yourself. When I read that, I was like, what? Yeah. And they're just not used to anybody standing up to them. So If you just file your claim against the judge in the eviction court and all of the parties in the eviction court, they would just let it sit there and ignore you until they get your ass in the 10-day countdown protocol for the sheriff to come out and help you get your stuff out of the house. So, and if you file it in federal court and you don't file it in the state court, then it's too far away. So what happens is the eviction court will contact the federal court and they'll be, hey, what the hell's going on down there? Why don't you get these people under control? And then the state court will be saying, hey, just give us another couple of weeks. We got them in the 10-day countdown already. We just need a couple more weeks. So put their stuff in that basket until we get done and getting their ass out of the house before you proceed with the, And they, believe me, that's what they do. I've been working with people for a minute. So you must file your lawsuit against the eviction court judge, the state attorney, and the parties. If you're looking at a cell, add in the cell corporation, add in the sheriff if they're coming out, whatever. It don't matter. You need to do whatever you got to do. And you add them. You want to file it in state court, and then you want to hurry up and get your lawsuit filed in federal court, and then you want to move everything over to federal court. Remember, you're going after them. If you got the 42 U.S.C. 1983 Civil Rights Package, that's the best package that I have. If you're going after them with that, the advantage is you're going to be going after them for the illegal court process and procedures that rob you of your due process and rob you of some other stuff too. But we're not going to get into everything. We're just going to stick with the due process for now. So now you're going after the court process and procedures that rob you of due process. All you have to do now is just have them send your file over here from state court, because everything that they did was illegal. Yep, they ignored all of your stuff pretty much and didn't answer to. The judge didn't have the attorney answering to nothing, and the judge ruled without conclusions of law, facts of findings, and conclusions of law. Without a fact of findings and conclusions of law, you have nothing to appeal. Even if you objected, you still have nothing to appeal. They got the game tight, how they're using it to stick our, I wasn't going to say that. I don't know. Some words make them a little jumpy, my legal team over there. You need to add to your claim whomever it is that's trying to, that you need to stop the theft. You want to add whoever you need to add to your shit to stop the theft. And some folks stop the eviction process just by doing the counterclaim. And we were doing that, but people were getting so wrapped up in it, the counterclaim. The only reason we were doing the counterclaim is just to screw with them and to stop the state court process. But we weren't relying on the counterclaim for shit, because we're getting our stuff filed in federal court real quick. But people missed the boat on that. And they filed the counterclaim and they filed the jurisdictional challenge, and they think that it's all good. No, it's not good until your lawsuit is filed in federal court. Until your lawsuit is filed in federal court, you're naked. Your pants, you're exposed. There you go. I can say that, right? They're shaking their head over there. I don't know what they're. Until your lawsuit is filed in federal court, you're exposed. You got shit for the program. So that's Now, with that said, you still got to get these things stopped. Now, if you have time, the counterclaim would be good to do if you're in eviction. If you're in a judicial situation, the counterclaim would be great to do as long as you have time, because that will stop their program when you add the judge and the attorney to their attorney's foreclosure. Is basically what I'm going to teach you how to do in my program. They have to stop, because they can't litigate against their party to, and they can't represent themselves, even though the judge allows that. But we address that in our paperwork, because the problem they run into is that no other attorney wants to help them when the other attorneys find out that the cow's out of the barn, the cat's out of the hat. When they find out that that they're illegally foreclosing on you, acting as a third-party debt collector, the other attorneys are not going to want to get their foot in that pile of crap. Because, why you think? Because they're over there doing the same shit. They're over there doing the same thing. And then they're not going to want to get involved in it because they know if you know that, you know they're doing the same thing. So they're not going to have any credibility to help these other fools and get up in your face when they're over there doing the same thing. Now, if you get this right and you're lucky, the judge will go sit down. I got an email today from someone from Brandon's. I think I can't remember what her name. Anyway, she let me know that I posted on the page and on my personal page the update that she sent me. She did a bunch of extra stuff, man. It's outstanding what she did. She caught on. She picked up the concept of attacking their fraud and sticking it back in their face. And that's what she did. Well, they sent her a letter saying they were sending a letter to the appeals court or something for some guidance because her documents had messed up their. Yeah. So she's going to send me a review. I can't wait to post it. But that really made my day because she stepped up. And she didn't call and ask me. She figured out they're doing fraud. They're trying to do this. I'm going to report their ass. I'm going to do this. She did a bunch of stuff. And I posted it so other people can see. Because some of the things she did, I had never thought of. I'm still up here in the front half trying to get people to do the front half of stuff. Now, we are getting caught up on the program with the back half because we have more people that are using the stuff and reporting back to me what's going on. So I have several people that have reported they wrote a letter to that the players wrote a letter to the appeals court. In one case in Ohio, I asked them for the appellate court to send them a judge or whatever. And so I don't know how that's going to help them because anybody that's on the state level has conflict of interest. Because the judge is getting paid by the state. Everybody's getting paid by the state. And the state is the one that has control of your property deed illegally through real estate deed fraud. So that's the problem that they have. Once they registered there's no law that says you have to register your property in their office either. So that's the problem. If there's no law that says you have to register your property in their office, you should be able to get your shit out of their office like that. No, they ain't going to give it to you. I can tell you right now, to the nail, because they're making a lot of money off your shit. But that when your property was registered in their office, it allowed them to put the first illegal lien against your property. And the first illegal lien was the mortgage lien. And here's why it was illegal. If there were several people who own property, everybody would have to be present to sign a lien against that property. All the owners would have to be present, right? Yep. So the fact that they accepted your name, the alleged lender accepted your signature on the promissory note proves that you own the property. I like to keep it simple. I play football and I box in college. Those are two things that smart people do. So I have to keep it simple. And when you keep it simple, it cuts out the arguing. Their system is structured for when the arguing's over, their buddy just gets to help them. So that's pretty simple. So if you don't argue, their buddy judge is still going to try and help them. Wait, we're already going after their buddy judge for signing on to come after you without an injured party. Because without an injured party or damaged property, the judge has no jurisdiction to be in your face. And that's the main reason why we add him or her to the lawsuit. And the other reason is because if you don't add the three people, you're going to get the shaft. If you leave one person off, like the lady that got evicted, left the state off, and she got the shaft. You need to make sure that you add the person who signed to start the problem against your property. You need to make sure that you add the person who signed on to further the problem, the scheme, and that would be the judge. And you need to add the corporation that's paying all of them to help to get your shit. And that would be the state. The state's paying the judge, the state's paying the county recorder's office, the state's paying the property tax assessor, the state's paying everybody to beat you down. And that's my opinion. I think I'm not going to be the only one in that opinion. Now, we suggest that you file a counterclaim in state court against the eviction players just to mess that up if you have time. If you have time, that's a good way to take a shot at ending this whole thing, or at least getting them to go sit down. And we're going to see what happens with these people waiting for something to come back from the appeals court. Personally, I think it's just a way to step aside, but we'll see. The bar members are kind of hard-headed, and they're not used to getting their ass handed to them on a paper plate. So it's important to get your claim filed in both state and federal court ASAP. And, I would start with state probably first, but if you prepare the state document, you should have the other document prepared too. Okay, it's not, are you doing it just changing the heading on the title and changing the title and the name, the title and the position of the names. You're the plaintiff. If you pay the $400 or the $200 or whatever dollars to file the case, if you didn't pay to file the case, then you're the defendant, and we don't really like being the defendant very much. So. The federal court is what you want. We're using to protect you. But when you get there, you're going to have to stay there. And they're going to try and get you out of there. They're going to try and remand you. Oh, wait, how can it be a remand when you filed it in that court? A remand means you send something that came from down there back down there. Okay, and some people get that twisted up. And here's the thing with that. They can't remand you back to state court because you're suing state court and the state and the judge. So there's nobody that can help you back there. So we have this program set up to block their nonsense because federal court don't want this shit in their court. No. Now, let's talk about some things that people are doing wrong. Okay. The number one thing I want to start at is when you get something from the court, don't call me right away, all hyped up and breathing in a bag, because I can tell. When you get something from the court, you need to figure out what it is, Google the words, research on Google, read the document a couple, 3 or 4 times. You need to understand what they're trying to do and why they're doing it. And then you need to figure out what you need to do to counter their BS. And once you figure that out, then you can send me an email. Hey, this is what they're trying to do. This is why I think they're doing it. And this is what I think we should do to smash their asses. I mean, to smash their faces. They don't like me to use the word smash. I don't, this, okay, that's great, Claudia. Well, if you follow the steps, all we can do is what we're doing. And I'm sure it's better than not doing nothing and getting a chance to even punch them in the face. So back to some things that people are doing wrong. So when you guys take the time to do what I said, research what they're talking about, research the words you don't understand. You need to understand inside and out. When you take the time to do that and figure out what your game plan is, then you can just send me a short email. Hey, this is what they done. This is what they gave me, the title of the document. This is what they're trying to do, and this is why they're trying to do it. And this is what I think we need to do to kick their butt. Now, I can read that, and now I can help coach you. I understand where you're at, what you understand. I can't help coach you if I don't understand where you're at and what you understand. I have people that call me all the time, and I haven't talked to them in a week or longer. Sometimes it's longer than that, a month, and they think I remember everything that we talked about. No, I don't. And this is why you need to make sure that you understand the game plan when we set the game plan up, and that you follow the actions of the game plan. Claudia, I don't know what your situation is, or if you even follow my stuff. And this is not where we're talking about this. I'm just offering you help. If you want to talk about your stuff personally, you got to get in my webinar we're having tomorrow. You'll have a chance to talk about this, and everybody there will be there to talk about this. Most of the people here are here to learn, and so that's what we're going to try and do. Now, some folks are stopping the process after they file in state court, and they're missing the boat totally. Thank you, Claudia. If I did that other way that you're headed, I would never be able to finish my training. So, and this is something that you can discuss with me on the Facebook page, and I would be glad to help you there. But I'm going to use my time here to teach, because this is not why I'm having this. You haven't even contacted me on the Facebook page. I haven't heard a word from you. So that, and I'm there. I actually have sent you a couple of emails. And so we need to take that over to the page for your private. Yeah, I know. This is not the place for this, Claudia. So you can talk to me after our thing, or I'm in the Facebook page. Why haven't you contacted me in the Facebook page and talked to me about this? You've done everything by the book. The book changes all the time, Claudia. And if you're having trouble with something, I'm on my Facebook page every day after lunch till dinner time, and then after dinner time until 2 in the morning. So I'm not easy to catch. I'm not hard to catch up with. So let's get back to what we're talking about. So some folks are stopping the process after they file in state court. And Claudia, one other thing that I want to say is, I offered you no guarantees. The only guarantee that I offer is that you'll have an opportunity to fight. That's the only guarantee I offer. People ask me that crap all the time. It's like, oh, you think they're going to follow the rules and the law? So I don't know what your situation is, Claudia, but now is not the time that we're going to discuss that, because I'm here to train people. You can sign up for my webinar. I got a link in here going to my webinar training. But it's easier just to talk to me on Facebook. That's the easiest place it is to catch me. You can talk to me in the page, or you can message me, and we can communicate there. Because something is not right if they're just mowing you over. So, and I had one person I had the same conversation with 2 days ago, and it turns out the problem was they put themselves as the plaintiff when they filed the counterclaim, and they made some other mistakes too. So, but we're learning. But even if you do everything by the book, I have no guarantees that you're going to stay in your house, or even that you're going to win. I mean, I'm not an attorney. Only attorneys guarantee you stuff. I know what they're doing is fraud, and fighting is better than not doing anything. So some people file the affidavit of state citizenship along with the jurisdictional challenge, and then they stop. They think that everything is cool and they're just going to wait for them to get back to them. And if you're filing this in the eviction court, remember, the eviction court is a fake court. They don't have to do shit. They don't have to do anything. Just wait until they run you out of time. Now, this is an interesting one that people do all the time. They need to stop telling the clerk everything the clerk needs to know to finish your ass off. People tell the clerk all kinds of stuff and tell them whatever. They're throwing up on the counter. And the clerk is on the same team, but it's not the team you're on. So the less said, the better. People go in and just start telling my mom I'm out of money. I don't have money for it. I don't have, oh, damn, she's out of money. Hell yeah, I'm making a note of that. And they email that shit over to the attorneys. Oh, hell yeah. Or they just tell attorneys when they go to lunch. They tell me not to say that. I'm still awesome. Well, thank you, Claudia. So some people are filing jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit thinking that's going to work. And I had one person that files, they filed the Foreign Agent Registration Act lawsuit that's like 2 years old. That's like, oh no. We've learned a lot over the time. It's good to check anything updated on my YouTube channel for updates to what we're doing. And that's all I have of value I'm bringing to the table tonight. I want to thank you guys for sharing your time. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. And Claudia, you can find me on Facebook. I'm about to head over there in a little while. Thank you guys. Good night.